So, you're wondering what's the best way to plant a citrus tree, huh? So am I. So, let's rewind time to show you how I planted this citrus tree. I'm not saying it's the best way to do it, I'm just saying how I did it. And let's see how it looks like by the end of this year. So, make sure to hit the subscribe button and let's find out together. Alright, YouTube. So, here's the citrus tree that I want to plant. And this is the hole I'm planting in. Well, not this is the area I'm planting. The hole is too small. For right now, I'm gonna dig it. Oh, I'm gonna make a bigger hole. I'm gonna show you how that looks like in a second, and I'm gonna show you how I plan to amend it also. Okay, guys. So apparently, when digging a hole for your trees, you want to dig. If it's in a container like mine is, mine just so happens to be a 5 gallon container. You want to dig the hole at least 2 times bigger than the container, so the roots have a easier um, way have an easier time getting through the broken ground. So right now, I think we'll just break this apart so it'll be easier for the plant roots to get around it. And then I'm gonna show you how I amend it. I'm just gonna use biochar, so just in case you're wondering. But right now, I'm just gonna break it apart. All right, guys. So this probably doesn't look too big. It is a 5 gallon container, so I didn't want to make it too big. So this small area will be where I plant the tree, and because it is bigger than the container, the roots will have an easier time growing into the soil that I just broke apart. And once the tree gets stronger and the roots get stronger too, it'll be able to penetrate through the hard pan or the hard soil, especially when it's wet like this. It makes it nice and easy for the roots to get through because rain does make the soil a lot looser. So again, I'm gonna add biochar into this. I should mention that the biochar I'm gonna add is not biologically active biochar. It's just um, biochar that I made in a cone pit, and I drenched it. So that also makes it biochar for me. Um, it's it's just very airy, so it's very open. And the good reason to use a biochar in your soil, especially if you live in a desert, is that it can hold 2 to 6 times more water than of its own weight. So that's really good in desert climates. So yeah, that's why I'm going to use biochar. And yeah, I'm gonna get that right now. Okay, so the good thing about adding biochar is that it's gonna keep in a lot of biology for us, and it'll retain a lot of water, especially during the drought season. And sorry, I'm just trying to mix this in really well. The other thing it's gonna do is keep our soil nice and airy. So it's like a 3-in-1 just by adding biochar, even if it's not charged biologically, biologically charged. I could probably add way more biochar than I am right now, but I don't have very much, so I want to make sure I have enough. I have enough biochar for the other trees. All right, guys. So it probably doesn't look that different from earlier, but here's how the soil looks like now with the added biochar. Now it's time to dig the hole and plant in our tree. And when you plant your tree, especially with citrus, you want to keep it 1 to 2 inches above grade. This way, when it settles, the tree won't sink into the ground, causing the trunk to root rot. So let me just dig out this hole again, and then I'll start getting ready to plant the tree. All right, YouTube. So I got the tree in the hole. I struggle a little bit to get it out of the container because the soil that I made is basically sand, some pumice, and I think, if I remember correctly, compost and peat moss. I don't really remember, but I just knew I wanted to use actual mineral soil to grow in. Excuse me. Oh, and biochar, I guess. And since it's been growing in the container for about over a year now, you can see it's like really well um, rooted, especially over here. But either way, it was still heavy, so it took me a little bit. It took me a little bit to get it out, and now I'm just gonna use the rest of this soil to backfill this hole, even though it's probably way too much now. But I want to make sure the top, you can see the feeder roots on the top of the tree, so I know that there's feeder roots. Or yeah, I'll be right back once I'm done backfilling this. I'm sorry, if I sound tired, I'm really am tired. All right, guys, so you can see here's how the tree looks like after it's all been planted in. You can see I made a donut ring around the tree this way, so I can add water in this hole right now and make sure all the soil is all nice and settled in before mulching the tree. So right now I'm gonna add some more water. Even though the soil is wet, I just want to make sure the soil is nice and settled between my native soil and my tree that I planted in and sand and other stuff before. So in here I have rainwater is the best to use if you have seawater like me. The best the other best thing you can do is let the water sit outside for 24 hours before using it. I'm gonna give this the full 2 gallons of water, and then gonna mulch it in. So I'll be right back once it's all nice and watered in, and then gonna mulch the tree. Alright guys, so you can see it's now finally all nicely drained in or soaked in. Now the last thing I'm gonna do is top dress this um, tree with some homemade compost that I made late last year. You can see how that looks. I'm really proud of myself. I finally made some really good compost. So yeah, I'm gonna use this as a top dress. I don't have to add too much if I don't want to, but I just want to make sure there's enough soil biology in my soil because my desert soil is deprived of biology. So I want to make sure there's enough biology in my soil to help my tree survive, especially after that watering. I want to make sure I don't pile too much compost on the tree trunk because I don't want it accidentally decomposing. I think there should be enough compost for now. Now all we have to do is add the mulch, and when we do, we want to make sure it's 6 inches away from the tree trunk. I have a little secret that I'm gonna do before adding the mulch. So let me. Uh, I'll be right back once again because I did forget something. All right, guys. So you could probably see this little toilet roll. It's basically my ghetto version of a plant guard, but for this case, in this case, it's a tree guard to make sure I don't pile up too much mulch on top of the tree trunk. Um, you can see I have 2 bags of cedar mulch. The only reason why I bought cedar mulch instead of like a another kind is because in the big box store, the other ones are dyed. This is the only like natural mulch I could find at my big box store. So if you have a different one, you can use that instead. As long as it's natural and not dyed, I will get that. But yeah, when we're mulching this tree, right here is like you want to keep it at least 6 inches away from the trunk and about 2 to 4 inches high. Maybe even more if you're in a desert climate like me. So like 6 inches probably, but we'll see uh, how much we can get through with just these 2 bags. Okay, so you don't want a volcano either, so we're gonna try to flatten this out a little bit. And there you go. We're done planting 1 tree. If it starts raining again, hopefully this it'll soak in these wood chips. But yeah, this is how um, I'm really happy how this turned out so far, and hopefully this year, uh, hopefully this tree will be a lot taller than this uh, by the end of the year. I don't even know how tall it is right now. Maybe 2 feet. We'll see. It's about 28 inches, so a little over 2 feet. So hopefully by the end of this year, we can double the size of this tree. But yeah, again, I'm really happy how this came out. Hopefully you enjoy. Before I forget, I want to mention that I'm planting each tree about 8 feet apart. This way they'll have enough room to grow uh, a little bit taller. And uh, if the company, if they get close to each other, uh, they can help each other shoot each other. So yeah, I think 8 feet in the small backyard is more than enough room. I don't think you need any more, just to so they're not too tall and they're not too short. So I wanted to mention that. I wanted to mention that before I end today's video. And if you want to see another video that I did on my container garden, I'll leave a video on the screen right now. Thank you for watching. Again, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.